Hello and welcome to the podcast with no name. Um, so today we are thinking our space. So a couple of people reached out and said our space. Um, but I have just looked and there's quite a few podcasts with our space. But what I'm thinking about is just having maybe our space evolving conversations for evolving people. Um, if you're watching YouTube, you'll see I'm outside. You can maybe hear that I'm outside. I'm hoping that this works sound quality wise. I am in the forest and I feel like one of those people that should have one of those cringy mics. You know, people like these little mini mics and they walk about, have a stick, feeling that stick won't do the same thing, might look the same, won't do the same thing. But anyway, hopefully this works and I can record the podcast in this way for you today because today I was thinking about our space and us and our connection. And I just wanted to take you to a place that is special in my heart. So this is a special place. It's close to where I used to stay. I love this little forest here. It's a little hidden secret gem. And it just got me thinking. So I was almost putting off coming here today because I thought, one, I felt guilty. I didn't take the dog. And two, I was like, oh, I need to go home. I've got this to do. I've got that to do. So I thought we would open up this conversation today about what supports us in life and why are we not doing it? So I'm sure you can think of many things that you have tried over the years that you know will support you, but you're not doing it. So coming to this woodland by myself, for a walk, just clearing my head, could literally be like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, just sitting can feel a little bit uncomfortable to begin with because we're so used to being on the go. But I know from my forest therapy studies that actually being in nature by myself, switching off from technology has so many benefits. Um, so here I am. But I thought I'll take you along for the ride and then I shall continue my walk. I might take you on a bit of that walk with me. And yes, we can open up that discussion. So have a think about it and you can let me know, reach out to me, let me know like what did you used to do or sometimes do that you know will support you that you're not doing? Is that having an earlier night? Is that your yoga practice? So I have just started. I had a regular yoga practice for no word of a lie about 20 years and I would practice every morning and then somewhere along the line that stopped. Um, I have no idea why I stopped. Life maybe was lifing. I don't know. I've just started my 200-hour yoga teacher training, so I obviously am needing to practice yoga. And one of my reasons for signing up to that practice was for that accountability because I'm like, I know that this supports me. I know that I love it. I know I love yogic philosophy. So why am I not doing it? And it came down to accountability for me there. So I don't know, maybe think about some of the things you're not doing. Do you need accountability around that? Is there someone that you could tag along with? Is there a class you could go to? Is there a coach you could reach out to support you in doing the things you know are good for you? Um, I've been exploring a lot around identity recently. I think I mentioned that on last week's podcast. And it's almost embracing that identity and version of yourself who does those things. So I am also on a weight loss journey just now. I have lost a stone, woohoo, with Weight Watchers. And that has been re-educating myself again about the foods I'm eating, the activity I'm taking, my emotions around food. And again, I'm not going to any meetings or anything, so I don't have accountability that way, but I'm using an app. And that has really, really supported me, just that logging and doing things that way. And I know I have to think about the identity of that person that I want to be. Like, I don't want to be carrying this extra weight. And I had high blood pressure for a while. I don't want to be taking that into that future version of myself. I want to be that person that is flexible, that is a healthy, strong weight, And how do I do that? By eating properly and doing the yoga and practicing my meditation, eating the right foods, nourishing myself, reducing stress. And I know it can feel overwhelming. Like it can feel really overwhelming to do all the things. But what I would encourage you to do is think about this season in life. What are your goals and what are you focusing on? And what do you need to be doing or actions, behaviors would that version of you who achieves those goals be doing? So maybe like thinking about the weight loss one and the blood pressure, that version of me is like taking a walk in the evening when I finish work or, before bed, getting my steps in, clearing my head, reducing my stress. That's that version of me would be doing those things. And then when I do those things, I feel great. And then I would add to this, I was thinking about this when I was driving here about recording this podcast. There's an incredible tool that I was introduced to when I studied acceptance and commitment therapy. And it was a tool actually to support people with chronic illness or chronic pain. And what you were doing was reviewing the things that you were doing. So, say with chronic pain, maybe that's seeing the doctor, speaking to a counselor, going for physio, taking supplements. And you would write down the duration of time you've been doing that action and whether it's actually supporting you, like whether you are feeling that change, whether it is making a difference to your life. Because often we just get stuck in these patterns of doing the same things and it might not actually be supporting us. We might be spending time, money on things that aren't supporting us. So that's another great way to think about, this season of life. What things are you doing? Is it, your weekly keep fit class and whatever that may be? How long have you been doing that for? Is it giving you the results you desire? Is it like supporting you? Is it giving you that sense of community? Like really tuning into all the things you're doing, like almost like a little bit of a reflection and reset and thinking, actually, my time would be better spent aka like me just now, sitting in the forest. Like what do you need? And your seasons will change. There'll be times in life where you have more energy, and there'll be times in life when you have less energy. There'll be times in life when you have more time, and there'll be times in life when you have less time. And it's about really honoring those. But what I would say is doing whatever it is you're doing consistently, um, making space for it, our space, making space for it to support you in the way it's supposed to support you. So let's go for a little walk. I shall climb over this tree stump. Hopefully, you will hear me as we go. And yeah, let's just have a think about that. Like, are there things in your life that you know would be supporting you and you're not doing them? And I'd love you can reach out to me. This is why a lot of my coaching clients um, come to me, to one, get a clear head around these things because sometimes we don't know. We need to sit down and chat it through, what our needs are, who we are now, what's going on in our lives, what's going to support us. Sometimes that can feel challenging by yourself. So yeah, I work with my coaching clients around that. And then we create actions around it. And then you have the accountability. So maybe it's a coach, you need. So, I've got clients just now who are trying to build their meditation practice, for example. And, some of them have signed up and done my meditation teacher training program, not because they want to be meditation teachers, but for their own personal practice and accountability, that time for themselves, the time to prioritize what's important to you. So, in fact, let's just stop for a second. And if you're driving, then don't do this. But if you're able, just stop for a moment, close your eyes, take some deep breaths in and out. Allow this breeze, this wind to blow away any cloudiness of thinking, any confusion. Breathing deeply in and out. And just tuning in and asking yourself, what do I need in this moment? What would really support me? What things have I stopped doing or would like to do that I'm not doing? Check in, see if anything comes through. You can let me know, you can reach out. Love to hear. But often we just need that quiet space to check in. Maybe that's with a friend. I just had a meeting with the lovely Laura Horsborough, who is a co-coach at Meditation Masters, my training company. And we just thrashed around loads of ideas and chatted and spoke and checked in with each other and saw, what felt right for us. And, maybe that's a friend. Maybe it's just asking a friend saying, hey, can you just listen to me? Like, allow me just to explore what I need and why I'm not doing it. And sometimes we need to just like not overthink the why you're not doing it, just sometimes taking the action, thinking about, okay, that version of me, hello, Bumblebee, that version of me in the future, she would be doing this or he would be doing this. So the only thing that's preventing me from being that version of me in the future is doing the do. So sometimes it's just doing that. Anyway, hopefully this ramble today has supported you. It was a bit of, I wanted to get a podcast out this week. I was thinking about stuff that was arising for people. I wanted to take you to somewhere special so you could hear the wind, you can hear the birds, and maybe it's just that little bit of encouragement to get outside, gift yourself what you need. And I know that you will feel a million times better for doing it. I was away to end there, but I've just had another thought, final thought potentially, was that on my phone, I have my like, what is it called? It's like to dos, or I don't actually remember what's called, reminders. That's what it's called. And I have things on there scheduled that I know support me every day, every week, every month. So I've just shifted. I used to have a sauna in my old house. I don't have my sauna anymore, and I've actually shifted that weekly action to getting my feet in the ocean weekly. So just getting off my socks and shoes and getting my feet in the ocean because it always makes me feel freaking magical. um, Daily actions, I have things like setting my intention for the day, my meditation practice, my yoga practice, um, yoga study, gratitude practice, drinking 2 liters of water. What else have I got on there? Listening to like a um, affirmation audio that I recorded for myself. Um, and then monthly, I have like my Reiki, or um, it could be like basically some form of self care. So it could be like a facial, could be Reiki, could be a half day retreat day, could be, can't think of the words. I'm trying to get out, reflexology is one that I often do. So I have that as monthly things. Um, and yeah, weekly I have like sorting out my finances, planning and looking at my finances, planning my meals for the week. These are all things that I know that support me. But when life gets busy, it's like I almost forget. Like even though I've been doing these things for years, I almost forget. So those reminders can be really, really helpful. And that's why like accountability partner or buddy can be really good as well. So I'm gonna stop for a second, allow you just to listen. Let's take a few breaths together before we stop. Taking that breath all the way down to your belly. Breathing in and breathing out. I'm now in the sea of ferns and bluebells. So I'm going to stop recording here so I can be present Enjoy the last 10 minutes of this walk. Sending you all so much love, but hopefully that's a little bit of inspiration. Um, I will maybe think of something a bit more structured for next week's podcast. But please do let me know if there's certain things you want me to chat on. I do have guests to reach out to. I'm going to try and do that today. Um, and yeah, thank you for joining me in our space, evolving chats and conversations for evolving people. Maybe that's what's going to stick. Who knows? Let me know. I love you guys so much. Thanks for listening. Do let me know if you've listened as well. Like it really means the world. Hopefully this sound has worked this way. That would be freaking legendary if it has. If not, I might have to get a cringy mic, and I'm really not here for that. So sending you so much love. Have a beautiful day. Goodbye.